Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Panzer Corps 2, and this is continuing the challenge, Overrun challenge that we started over on Slitherine's channel, trying to get as many overruns as we can in any one turn. That's basically the challenge. We got 6 in one turn, with 3 being with 1 unit in that turn. And so, yeah, I don't know that we're going to really better that for the rest of this, but I think it would be fun to continue this playthrough and look at what comes after this. You've spent on 250 hours. Wow, that's a lot already. So, okay. Just checking and seeing what everyone is saying on all of the streams. Okay, we need to crush all of this. So you guys are going to come up to here. Yeah, that'll get them to either one. I don't know. Now we need to take out this pocket. Well, I don't know if it's really a pocket, but suppress them. Well, let's really suppress these guys. Okay, they are very suppressed now. Yeah, we'll move the Italian infantry in. And we got, not counting as an overrun? Nope, it's not counting as an overrun for some reason. We'll move up there and control this part of the map. Yes, the bison here. Very interesting vehicle. Zoom all the way in on it. Oh, damn, sorry about that. Oh, okay. I really admire Germany's ability to improvise, adapt industrially. They made, I was going to say, some very poor decisions and some not the best decisions. They're not the worst. Industrialization before, during the war, and it's more along the lines of not the most efficient production techniques. Yes, the Schwer Infantry Geschütz. Is that right? Schwer Infantry Geschütz. Heavy infantry gun, but different than the rifle. And so, but they did. Now, with this is mostly, I think, are almost entirely a reusing. This is overly sensitive for scrolling. Reuse Panzer I holes as opposed to specially, build a Panzer I and use it for that, and could build it as start from this. I think these are mostly repurposed Panzer I holes, and it really makes, it's not that great of a system. The gun is overburdening the Panzer I here, but it does work. You can't really see from this angle here, but this gun, at least in most of the cases that I've seen, are literally just set on top of the tank and then sort of clamped in place. The wheels are, I've seen one photo without the wheels, I think, but mostly they I don't know if that's just a little bit of it there or it's just not rendered in here. The artillery, the wheels for the piece are still there. They just you just clamp the wheels down to the vehicle, and which does mean that they can immediately, I'm not saying it would, go fast, but because there's no ramp or whatever, dismount this gun into a towed position again. The biggest limitation I understand with this is supply. Was ammo supply on the vehicle was extremely limited, but that's not a big thing long run. Thanks, Arno. And so these type of vehicles that they did throughout the war, now these disappear fairly quickly. I think most all, at least I am hard pressed to find, and I like to find photos of like Panzer I's being used in 1944 or 1945, at the end of the war, or in any sort of format. I think most of them are gone by around 42. I stopped seeing photos of them in use. Okay, these guys are going to come over to here. Of any sort of Panzer I hull doing any sort of special work. Okay, they've moved. We are running into a little bit of a problem here with some heavy tanks. So, reinforce at the Atlantic Wall. What I think they did mostly with the Atlantic Wall, Arno, is to say when you converted this to this vehicle to take the turret. I have come to understand, well, we don't have any of the Wasps or Vespa or whatever how you say it in German, the 105mm howitzer, as opposed to the infantry gun, the 105mm howitzer mounted on a Panzer II chassis. I do believe some of those were purpose built as Wasps. I believe some of those were converted from Panzer IIs, from this vehicle to that. But if, again, we're pointing in the wrong direction to see it well. The engine is moved. The front of the hull is changed. And yes, you very well, since you're using the same engine, using the same transmission, though, of course, you're changing out the crankshaft between the engine and the transmission, and you're using the same drivetrain. Yeah, it's still easier to take one of these and almost completely rebuild it than it is to build an entirely fresh vehicle, but still it is a useful thing, or it's still a significant rebuild, and I do believe they built it. So they had that and some other repurposings of the Panzer II into Martyrs as well, Martyr IIs, that they would take these turrets that they had there and use those turrets to put on the Atlantic Wall. Hello, James. Good to have you here. I know you were just commenting on the game earlier. We're continuing now. Okay, so we want to deal with our newly found heavy tanks, and this aircraft is not very close to doing so, to be able to do so effectively. So what we're going to do is, instead of struggle at that, taking on the single tank, or a single strength tank, we will move now here. KV2s. Well, they should not be too damaging to our A little worried about the infantry out here, so... Oh, no, we want to undo that. I'm going to say nope to that attack. We're going to come down here. Oh, this is just a T-50, never mind. We're going to say no to that too. We're going to have to go after the KV-2 instead. Okay, well that will be of some help. Now... let's move our 47 millimeter Czech guns on an R-35 chassis over here, and hopefully destroy these tanks. Good. Okay, now these guys will have proper backup, and so they should be okay-ish. Now let's do some more air support. Even though some of these fighter strikes will be weak, they'll still be somewhat useful. Oh good, an overrun. Okay, not entirely devastating to the artillery, but nice and helpful. Looking for the rest of my... Have I lost any aircraft? I mean lost as in, hey, yeah, I forgot about it back at that air base somewhere. Not really. Okay. Let's see if we can hit here and get an overrun. They'll get some fire support, but it'll hamper the T-50s. A little more damaging than I wanted. That was bad. Okay, well, now I think what we need to do here is put a lot of pressure on. We're gonna wait till we bring up proper reinforcements. Now, yeah, we're gonna reinforce them and chew up all the last of our reinforcements there. Yep, we will. Okay, well now it's working. I think it would be useful to reduce this down. That is completely suppressed, so they should not be able to shoot back at us at all. Well, it certainly looked like they shot back, but it didn't seem to do any real damage. And that hurt us one. I thought they couldn't shoot back with that. Well, Okay, that's a little in danger. Let's move that up to there. Give some fire support. Well, they all just got encircled now. Very good. No, I don't like that move. Let's move up here and support these, even though they don't have any more. Any more air to deal with. We're going to move these over next to the anti-tank gun. Same with those to help support them. That was 3 overruns this turn. Let me mark that. Okay, that's gonna hurt. That hurt. Okay, and they didn't get any fire support from there. Well, now my tanks are encircled. Well, now we have some kick-ass air down here that can deal with these guys a lot better. So, let's see if we can, will we be able to overrun and then hit anything else? I don't know, but we'll give it a shot. Yep, they surrender. But not an overrun, okay. Yeah, we captured a 152mm. Howitzers. No more attacks. This turn. Oh, it's him that's disrupting our movement abilities. Oh, and him, okay. Some wandering artillery out here. What can you reach, or should we rebase you? Oh, you can reach here, which would be a... or here may be better. Oh, there would be better. Alright, well, that gives us a couple of artillery pieces that we can come up and use, hopefully use. To a little better purpose. I think this is maybe where we should attack. Well, motorcycle guys, can you kill a tank? No. Come on, pioneers. Yeah, very good. You burned them out. Burn them out. Okay. Well. Keep forgetting which ones. Okay, these guys are going to need reinforcements very soon. Now down here is a little bit of a muddle. And they're down. Since these guys came out of their forests, now they went back into their forests. There we go. Oh. Uh-oh. Anti-tank gun, not the best solution. We did fire right, yes. Well, that gives us some infantry there to press on with. No, we don't. We want to come up this way. We got these guys here, and they can come up that way. The reconnaissance will come up here. No, we're not going to attack. That'll get a little too much of a bonus there. Now here, these guys. Yeah, we've got that. Don't want to come up and meet them just yet. They look like they're all now cut off and surrounded without supplies, which is what we want to have. Okay, these bombers, well, they can get Let's do what cavalry does best. Charge the guns! Nope, they can't make it, but these guys can. But now that we have anti-tank guns here, although they can't, they've got to do their thing. Move up to reconnaissance. Now the reconnaissance can even add to the fight. No, wait a minute, that's not the aircraft I want to use. No, yeah, it is, it's the Stukas. Boom, that even took them entirely out. Now we do know there's an anti-aircraft gun over here, so... we're going to be cautious about using our air power right up to there. Engineers. Well, hello. Hey Tippett, how you doing? Yes, you can capture enemy equipment, and which includes tanks. And I haven't looked at. Well, I think we have some artillery here. Yeah, okay, captured. See here, we could do some captured guns. Now, if we were to create a unit with these captured guns, it would cost 1 slot, I think. Oh, 4 slots, points in the pool. Okay, so there's just 1 point of it in the pool. So if we were to use these, we can't reinforce them unless we get more in the pool. We have no captured tanks. Don't know if there's anything else in this that we have is captured. But we can add them to our pool of captured equipment. So we can do that. Capture the KV-1, or yeah. Well, I think all the KVs are now dead, and you really can't like specify capture. They'll either just surrender or not. You know, you can try to create the conditions that they're likely to surrender with, most assuredly. But okay, well, the engineers did their job and took yes, took them out. Well, let's suppress the anti-tank guns a bit more. Well, didn't do any real damage. Let's move up some artillery and some more artillery. And some more artillery. Well, for now, make sure they don't jump out and get our artillery. They've moved, they've moved. Overrun. Well, at least get them up to there. Once we take out that anti-tank gun, then they're going to be dead meat. There's some Soviet unit down in here. Oh, the anti-tank gun's still here. That's right. I forgot about that. But they are cut off. Well, we can use some light strafing on them will be good. Yeah. Well, it takes 10 slots, so I'd have to remove a bunch of other units, and there are no replacements for it, so if it takes any damage at all, it just gets that weaker as things go on. Do they have any artillery hidden in here? Doesn't look like it, so let's strafe those guys. And we want to bring those engineers forward. Not normally the best thing to attack anti-tank guns. Now, this anti-tank gun may look sort of familiar to you. It is a 45mm gun, but Germany licensed production and gave technical assistance. It isn't like stealing some copy of the gun. But it is a direct copy of the PaK-36, the 37mm gun, other than being up-calibered to 45mm, which was the standard sort of caliber, or whatever you want to call it, for a lot of the other Soviet tanks. And so I believe it shared the same ammo. Yes. The same ammo as the rest of the 45mm guns. Hey, thanks for following the channel. And if you haven't already, you can follow me on Twitch or on subscribe over on YouTube or Mixer if that's your thing. Okay, well, they're down to 1 strength. Yeah, like I say, normally it's not a good idea, but they were already suppressed and knocked about a lot. And these guys are all cut off from supplies they're going to do. And yes, Rommel did very well with using captured equipment. I don't know if... because he actually, and I think it was Mark Felton Productions, very good YouTube channel, if you haven't already subscribed to... no, he didn't have more than the Brits did, but he had a lot. Mark does really good, nice short segments, and I see, I'm just talking off the top of my head, which I have a lot of knowledge there, but it's not good history. It's sort of, I like to call it historical commentary, because I can't give you the details or the correct facts. But recently watched one of his episodes where specifically Rommel's headquarters guard, if you will, was made up of captured equipment primarily. And for several reasons it was done that way. Primarily, I would say it was done so that you wouldn't take equipment away, tanks and other equipment away from units already operating in the field that you're only going to weaken a bit more by doing so. We leave? No. They did that. Now, you might think that Germany used the most captured tanks and other equipment in hello Blast Top or Blast Pop. The most, but I actually think if we expand it to the Commonwealth, they used the most, because there was a lot early on. The Commonwealth captured a lot of the Italian tanks. I think the ones with the main gun mounted in the hull and then the 2 machine guns and the little turret up on top, but maybe it's the reversed model, because some of them sort of reversed that a little bit later. And mainly gave them over to an Australian unit that didn't have any tanks, and they painted silhouette kangaroos on the turret and on the sides of these tanks to show that they weren't Italian, but they were, they were Commonwealth, or Allied, or whatever you want to call that. Still think, oh, is that? Oh, yeah. There's my missing aircraft. I thought I had one more aircraft. Well, let's see if we can move you to a more useful airbase. So they used a lot of captured Italian as well as German stuff in North Africa. Hello, Rain Freya. Sorry. Okay, we've cut off all of the troops in Kiev. They are now starving for food and supplies. This is part of the campaign. This is Barbarossa Center second mission is what we are in. If you want to, which I did start out, because you can start out, in Poland and grind your way through. This was starting out in the Barbarossa start with second mission. I didn't record playing the first mission with these units. I just played through it fast to get ready for the live stream for Slytherin this last Wednesday. Okay. And although the earlier videos have been put on my channel, or you can see the VOD over on Slytherin's Twitch channel. Okay, so yes, this is looking good. And we're going to continue from here, and we'll see what the missions are. I really haven't played past this yet, so some of you who are not doing, you're worrying about production schedules and whatnot, very well may have played deeper. Norway North, yeah, that's a bit of a tough one too, or can be. Let's move you, because I think you're useless out there. Let's see how close we can get you. Yeah, we can get you to here. This is a big airbase. Okay. Okay, they have been attacked, and we're going to now see if we can take out those anti-tank guns. Well, they're at least damn well suppressed. Okay. Okay, they look like they're now completely suppressed. So these guys are going to hit, and they fall back. And this one has a guy who can fire twice in a turn as a hero in his unit, so we're going to fire twice here, and then they're going to fall back because we have other units that can attack here. These guys can continue to press here. Oh, you got wrecked in it. Yeah. And so the game should be... Oh, thank you, Arno. The game should challenge you. It shouldn't be a complete walkover. Yeah, let's move up. Fire. You fall back. Okay, now. Have you fired? No. Okay, you can't quite get there. Now we're just gonna move you up. We're gonna use the engineer support. I think we're gonna get a bit overly full on that side, so let's shift you, and we're gonna shift the engineers over here. Okay, they've already got recon support, so let's move. Well, these guys can come up and finish them off. They've attacked, they've attacked. More direct assault. They'll hopefully take out the anti-tank guns finally. Very good. We just haven't needed the aircraft to get done with what we have there now. See if we can reduce the entrenchments here. Oh, yeah, no. If you like this type of game, meaning if you've played Panzer General, which I played way back in the day. I never did play Allied General. If you played Panzer Corps, the original, if you play Order of Battle, which, you know, I also stream Order of Battle. When they get the Red Steel, I believe is the next DLC, I've already been asked to stream that for Slytherin. I think this is sort of pushed off the radar, but right now this you can, well, I guess they're you know, working on some stuff for future, but right now it's a German side campaign. So if you want to play, hey, the Pacific, or you want to play like the Soviet perspective or somebody else, Order of Battle is still a very good, very valid game to look at. And so, but if you like these games in general, this game is good for all of that. Now, if you don't like the genre of games, then this is not for you. We're strafing their front lines. So I can highly recommend it. Now, I was asked whether it was this game or some other game. Is it worth buying? Well, that's up to you for your budget and the cost of a particular game. Since I get most of these for free now that I'm playing here, well, I get them without paying money for them. I have obligations to do for them, but I really don't want to get into, is it worth the money? Is it worth that? That's up to you. But yeah, these are really good. And although I haven't been said anything officially, but we can take it that I think that they're going to continue to develop scenarios for this game for until they come out with Panzer Corps 3 and or whatever they may call it, whether they do an Allied Corps or something like that, I don't know. But if you can get in, you know, if to play all of that, I think there's going to be a lot to do with the game. Let's see. You creep up. You creep up. Nowhere for you to creep up to. You're as close as you can get. You're already there. Okay. Well, we didn't fire. Okay, well, now's the time. Not so much to engage, but come up here. They've all moved. Okay. And start to put some pressure on them from this way. Let's see if they attack out. Yeah, I think you're totally right. about that and what to expect. I just got to be careful what I say, more from I don't want you to think I have some like really cool special inside information here. And give the wrong impression that way. I'm just talking from experience and expectations. Now I think my experience and expectations are well founded. These are what some engineers. Okay, they looked a little different. Oh, we have artillery up here. Okay, I didn't know we didn't see the artillery. Well, I would have put a little more concentration on it. But we'll see what we can do with our artillery. Though I do notice it is fully suppressed. They've all been strafed. You guys can move up. Well, too wide of a river to cross. We'll fall back with that. I think the artillery is more useful here now. And you can't quite make it either. Okay. Battling our way in. Can you make it up to the front? Yes. And they surrender. Very good. They got some artillery support. Can't retreat to anywhere. I really don't want to bring the tanks onto the bridges. So we're a little bit restricted there. So funny, I'm in bulletin board business and it's open with regards to plans as compared to computer save. Yeah. I think the big thing, at least from my perspective, is with board games, you have more production costs. Now they're stuck there. For changes versus software. Get into the trenches, into the trenches. Shoot at the retreating guys. Maybe we get them to surrender. Very good. We'll move the artillery up. We'll move the heavy weapons up. They can attack next turn, hopefully. Not that I'm going to need the Italian tanks or even want to use them in close proximity. But yeah, they're there. If you can blast some super heavy guns, yeah, it would be. Yeah, there's a bunch. There is now a gold edition for Panzer Corps. The original, if you want to get that, that includes all of the DLCs, and at least from buying them at sort of normal retail, each individual DLCs, it's a really good savings, you know, compared to that, at least, I would say. Okay, all the air went home. I like the way the air works in this. Okay, this is one of the Stukas. We're going to really try to suppress these artillery as much as possible. Kill it. Push it down. Take it out. Okay, yeah. No, I should have another Stuka over here. Right there. Okay, just mostly emotional damage for a lot of these attacks. Some, like that last one, was a little bit of real damage. But nobody likes the feeling of being helpless while being attacked from the air. Good to hear, good to hear. And yeah, I am always happy to promote sales and such. Okay, you guys fall back, fall back. If you were to come here now, yeah, let's try this because I think I can maybe get you to fall back. And it looks like they surrender. Okay. You attacked and you fell back. What sort of attack? Oh, we can probably take out that artillery. Engineers just took it out. You come up, use your well, they surrender. No, we're not going to go in and occupy. Before we launch that attack, any of these guys can shoot there. Good, good, good. They surrender. This is getting easy, which is good. And they surrender. Oh, they're being trucks. Oh. Okay, well, look, I mean, they'll actually get out of their trucks, but still. No reconnaissance bonus because he's over there. Let's move these guys up. Let's go. Okay, he can get up to there. That'll be helpful. Hey, Toy Jet. Good to have you here, my friend. Very good to have you all here. Yeah, this is more just a struggle of getting units on the front line. Well, it looks like they're basically all done, but we'll still use some airstrikes. I didn't bring up my super steamrolling unit here. Oh well. But let's see what we can do. Oh, strike. We're gonna do some prep on these guys, I think. Alban artillery down one. Okay, let's see if we can, how much we can do this. I really want to do it from here. Nor's entrenchments. Okay, we want to. Oh. Okay, let's see. Right, because they're going to surrender, so they're... Nope, they didn't surrender. Wow, okay, well... And you can't get out of there because you're encircled. Lovely. Not counted as an overrun. Okay. Wondered if we could overrun all of these units. With surrenders. You need more stugs. We got stugs. Just some, but there. Launches a tactical nuke. Nah. Let's see, now can we get you out? Yes, we can, because then we can move. Say you. No, you can't move. Okay, who can get into there? You can get into there. And they've retreated. Anybody else can follow up an attack? Not really. Okay, well this is almost over and we'll go to the next mission here. Hello History Gaming, good to have you here. And it's going very well. How are you doing? Let's see if we can get a last little bit of overruns. And that didn't count, or they can't do anymore. And there we go, victory. Victory is sweet, everyone. Oh, very good. Matildas, very useful for Germany. Need food for pets. Yeah, well, take all the precautions you can on getting food for pets. And we're going to end this episode, not the live stream. Live stream isn't going anywhere, but those watching later on YouTube, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for liking the videos. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I love hearing from you. See you next time for more historical gaming. Yes.